everybody, it is, I've got another cat here. She heard me come in here, and the minute she heard me come in, she suddenly started going meow, meow, meow. Wants to be in, didn't you? Yes, she wants to be in again, don't you? Is that what you want to do? She's a right little rascal, aren't you? Are you a rascal? Yes. Anyway, I'm quite happy. I've spent, what time is it? Hang on, I don't know what time it is, but I have spent the morning ordering plants. I found online I was able to order some plants. All my local garden centres are being a bit silly in a sense, because I know you're supposed to go to them, but you think they'd make a bit more money by... Oh God. You'd think they'd make a bit more money by offering for to deliver. But unfortunately none of them are. I did think, I prefer to go local, but unfortunately local is not available. So instead I found someone online, and I've ordered some plants, I've ordered some vegetables, some tomatoes, some what else have I bought tomatoes, peppers, lettuce. I like lettuce, and just I can't remember what else I bought. I'm going to put that there. Might be better putting it there. Right. It's cold. The other night I was complaining. I said, the heating's been on all night, because I'm quite frugal with my heating. I'm usually saying I'm not happy with having heating on all the time. So the heating was on all night. So in the end I turned it off and had no heating on at all. But it's been a bit chilly. So I got up this morning and I said, golly, it's freezing. So today I am wearing, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'm wearing my Chelsea coat over the top of this ABBT, a Chelsea coat which I absolutely love. It's a proper coat really. But I thought, well, it's quite nice. It's only single thickness, so I can wear it over the top, and it's just keeping me warm. Now then, what else do I want to say? What's really pie? Would it be better if I lift you up? Will you stop meowing if I lift you up, eh? Will you stop meowing? So, facing the wrong way, I think. There, that's better. Now, can you see the pussycat there? Yeah, there's a pussycat there, isn't there? Yeah. Someone was telling me that if you were reading the messages, a lot of people have made some great comments on about my Daily Dose videos. One lady said to me that the By Hand London are having a 20% discount if you want to buy PDF patterns. So I thought, right, I'm going to get a By Hand London Anna dress, because I do like the pattern, and I thought, although I've got a Le Carla version, I thought I'd treat myself to a By Hand London one. And I've also printed it off on some very, very thin 40 GSM paper, which is a bit like tracing paper. I kept thinking the paper that I'm printing off is about 100 or 80 to 90 to 100. I think we do about 100 GSM, which is way too thick. And I was looking online to see if I could find some very thin stuff. Now, I got this just before total lockdown. And so I managed to get 2 reams, which is 1,000 each or something, isn't it? 1,000 of this paper, and I've printed this Anna pattern off using this paper, and it's absolutely wonderful. I've looked online to see if anybody else does it. Nobody does. So whether this is a one-off chance that I've had, or whether once we're all back in action it's available again, but it's great to print your patterns off, because the thing that I was finding about printing off PDFs is the paper it's quite thick and it takes up a lot of room. And I was debating whether I've also bought a lot of bird tracing paper. I've got some, I bought a roll of Swedish tracing paper, which I do like, but I don't want to waste that. And then I thought, right, I saw someone was offering this bird tracing paper very cheaply on eBay, so I bought 4 packs of that. And I figured what I might do when I have time is I might trace all the PDF patterns that I've actually stuck together and cut out. I might trace them off on the Burda paper, because I think that's going to A, make it package a lot easier, and B, it'll be all in one piece. And the one thing about sellotaping PDF patterns together is that, and you lot might not know, but my years of experience, and I'm sure a lot of you oldies will know, because I think quite a lot of you are oldies, is if you sellotape stuff and you keep it for a number of years, A, it goes yellow, and B, it starts breaking apart. So I'm aware that these PDF patterns that I've stuck together will eventually break apart. So I figured that what I might do is just trace them off. And so that's what I might do. Well, I've got time enough, haven't I? I think we've got another 3, 4, 5 weeks lockdown. um, just as I think I've already said that, but when parcels come in, we are very, his lordship there, he's always making sure that whatever we've got, whatever comes through the door, is disinfected before we even touch it. And you're kind of picking up the pieces like that, taking the paper apart and then washing your hands thoroughly, because we don't know who's been handling it. I think the last package I got yesterday was from London. So we looked at the postcode and said, London, right, get that disinfected. Because sadly, that London is where the biggest amount of coronavirus is. And unfortunately, that's what happens with big cities. What else was I going to say? Somebody else made a comment. By Hand London. There was something else somebody said, but I can't remember what it is. She's purring. Auntie purring. Yes, are you purring? Oh yes, I know. I can't remember who it was. I said, this is the lady who doesn't like cats, who can't stand the cats, whose son was going to take these cats back. Yeah, you're right. Him in there can't believe how nice I am to these cats. I must admit, the one thing I don't like about cats is they do vomit sometimes. And a long time ago, we had this cat that appeared at the back of our building at work. And it was when his lordship's daughter Helen was working for us. And this cat, Brian used to work till, we were so busy that Brian used to work till 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And Helen and I would go home at 5, and then we'd come back and pick him up at 9 or 10, and then we'd probably go to the pub. If it was about 8:30, 9, we'd go to the pub for our evening meal. And we noticed during the day there was a cat that was always hanging about. And this cat kept coming up to us for food. And all the next door to us was a cafe, and the next door on the other side was a motorbike shop. A motorbike, not motorbikes, but they sold the gear for motorbike, the clothing and everything. And we all used the car park at the back, and would all come out and say, do you know whose cat this is? And we kept saying, no, I don't know. And it had a collar on, but it was always hanging about and wanting food. So we all started feeding this cat. And then Helen was getting very worried about it. She says, I'm going to ring the cat protection. She says, I'm not happy about this. This cat's sitting around, it's outside all during the day. It's hungry. It was very thin, a very thin cat. I'm going to put you down because you're getting heavy. Oh, my arm hurts. So this cat, where was it? Oh yes. So the cat kept coming to us. We kept feeding it, and so one night when Helen and I came back to pick Brian up, we go around the back of the building to the car park, and I said, well, if that cat is still there, then it has no home. And we drove in the darkness into the car park, and within seconds the cat was out to say hello to us. And Helen said, I really think we ought to do something. Can we not take it home? And so in the end, I think she rang the Cat Protection League first, and she said, there's a stray cat in the back. She says, it's got a collar on, but it's there at all hours, and we're a bit concerned about it. And they said, oh, well, we don't deal, there's so many strays in the town that we don't deal with them, there's nothing we can do. So then I think there was another night where we were really, really busy, and Brian was working till 11 o'clock. So we went back to pick him up at 11 o'clock at night, and when we came back at 11 o'clock, the cat was still hanging around, still crying at us to come to say hello to us. So we said, right, that's it, that cat has no home, we're going to take it home with us. So we took this cat home with us, and amazingly it was the first thing it did, it was litter trained, so it went straight into the litter box. We got a litter box, and we thought, oh, this isn't gonna work probably. We bought this litter box, and this little cat used the litter box, and we were all amazed. And we had a little conservatory at the time, before we had the big one built, a little conservatory, and the cat would go in the little conservatory. And then one day, we walked into that room and the cat was gone. And I went, oh golly, the cat's gone and he's probably gone off and I don't know where it is. And we went round running around the place, the estate, looking for this cat. And when we eventually gave up and said, well, I can't find this cat. I don't know if it was a girl or a boy. I think it was a boy. And when we finally got back, there was the cat sitting in the conservatory thinking, what on earth's going on? What on earth's going on? And he was such a lovely cat. So then one day we were at work and Helen phoned us up and said, that cat's vomited on the stairs and I can't pick it up. So I said, right, I'm coming in the car, I'm going to come and clear it up. So I came to clear it up. And I must admit, it's not very nice because they bring up the hairballs. And that is, that's a bit like picking up dog poo. You've got to really love the animal to do that, which I don't mind, to be honest. So anyway, not long after that, we got our dog. I think we got a puppy. I'm not sure if we had the puppy before the cat or the cat before. I think we had the puppy before the cat. And the puppy was a little working cocker spaniel, and we had the cat on one side of the conservatory and the dog on the other, and the dog was jumping up and down all the time wanting to get in to see the cat, and the cat was hissing at the dog. So in the end, we said we've got to keep them separate. And then sadly my sister, her husband died from prostate cancer. And she was really gutted. And she said, oh, if only I had a little cat. I think I'm going to get a little cat because I really need company. So I said, we've got a cat you can have. And so she took this cat and she thought the world of this cat. He was called Timmy. She called him Timmy. She said, oh, Timmy's and he was such an affectionate cat. She said, everywhere I go, Timmy comes and he sits beside me on the arm of the chair and he's always there to be with me. And she also had 2 horses that she kept in the back field. And so whenever she went to look after the horses, this Timmy, sorry about the tail that's coming there, this Timmy would be sitting on the stable roof, watching everything that was going on. And she was absolutely gutted when one day, I think she had him for about, we thought he was a little kitten, but she took him to the vets and she says, do you know the vet thinks he's about 8 or 9 years old? And we went, you're joking? So I think he lived till he was about 12 or 13, and then eventually she said he was really in poor health and he had to be put to sleep. So yes, so that I digress an awful lot, which is you used to. Anyway, this particular cat, these cats that I acquired, they have this habit of bringing up these hairballs now and again, and it's usually me that cleans it up. I'm so used to it, and I don't mind. I think, oh God, they've done it again. Get on the floor, clean it up or whatever. Most of the time, if I'm in the house and I hear them getting ready to vomit, I just pick them up and run like mad outside and say, there, you do it out there. But yesterday morning, I hadn't noticed, but I think it was the white cat, had gone out and eaten some grass, and she had come back in and she'd vomited on a chair. And his lordship went in. He went, oh my God, that's disgusting. And I said, well, I was doing a job. I think I was printing something off. And I said, well, can you clean it up? Because I'm the one that always does it. And they are your son's cats, aren't they? And he went, do I really have to clear it up? And he said, oh, I don't know if I can. So I said, all right, I'll clean it up and you do. I said, I'll clean the main bit up and you can clean, because it had made a bit of a mess, I must admit, a bit more of a mess than it usually does. So I cleaned up the hairball and cleaned up, I got some kitchen towel and I cleaned up as much as I could. And I said, right, you can clean the rest. And as he was trying, I can't do this. And I said, oh, golly, give it to me, I'll do it. So typical man, couldn't clean up the mess. And that's why men don't change babies' nappies, isn't it? Because they don't like the thought of what's inside the nappy. So anyway, I cleaned it up and all was well again. But it made me realise that we need to paint the conservatory walls because this cat vomited partly on the wall and partly on the chair. So when we were cleaning, I said, right, we need to get some paint. We need to clean paint this conservatory. So he came in this morning from the garage with a great big massive 5 litre tin of paint, blueberry white. And I said, right, that conservatory is going to get painted sometime during lockdown. It's going to get painted. So I think I've gone on for 15 minutes talking. So maybe I'd better stop and catch you next time. Should we say bye-bye? Do you want to say bye-bye to those people?